Well, Sagittarius, the pressure could start to mount a little more for you throughout November 2015. I'm Dodici from astrology.com.au with the monthly forecast with a focus on self-empowerment. If you listen to last month's and this month's introduction on the topic, Jupiter, your ruling planet, high up there in the 10th house in good company with Mars. Venus too has offered you some opportunities I mentioned last month. Those two planets are about to move out of your 10th house, still leaving your ruler there, but a shift away from pure hard work to some fun and social activities. Mercury there up until the 2nd in your 11th house of friendship, followed closely on the 9th and the 13th by these two planets. So just as you think you're going to wind down all of those social events and contacts with friends, you're going to get a kick up the butt by Mars and Venus, which will certainly give you a renewed passion for meeting with and being with those people you consider of like mind and socially connected. You know, you've had that Saturn there in your sun sign now for a few weeks. That's putting the pressure on you, making things seem a little bit heavy. It's okay. Your ruling planet, pardon me, has moved away from that right angle, which could have made things pretty dire for you. But now you're starting to feel, okay, it's time to buckle up and just get down to the work that's necessary in life. And we see that takes quite a bit of introspection. And you may need to spend money before you can make it if we extend that out to your finances and your professional life. The new moon on the 12th taking place in Scorpio, your 12th house, where the sun happens to be now up until the 23rd. So Mercury's going to be there, then you're going to have a new moon there on the 12th. So there's a lot of energy shifting. Yes, you've got that social thing going on, but you realize you need to balance that with, well, how much am I giving to these people? How much time am I wasting with these people? You know, you've got to balance it out. Time is your most valuable resource. And let me assure you, as you get older, like me, the fraction of the total amount of time you've been allotted karmically gets smaller and smaller. So naturally, as that old adage goes, the value of a commodity is directly proportionate to its availability. And when there's less and less time available for you, my dear Sagittarian friend, you're going to value it a lot more. That means sometimes making those hard decisions of extricating yourself from people that are wasting that valuable commodity. You must not waste your time in areas that are not going to be productive. And I don't mean you have to make money out of people or continually get physical material things from them, but you need to feel as if your life is being enhanced by the company that you keep. So that's food for thought for you, especially with this 11th house social, 12th house spiritual balancing out in this transit. You know, your family life is also maybe in the balance in some ways. You've had Neptune there. It's going to continue to be there for years, actually. It's only early days. But its retrograde motion recently has maybe confused things there in terms of your locality, where you live, in terms of how you want to relate to your family, relatives. We see that retrograde motion coming to an end on the 19th, which should clarify things. And with it there we see the triangular aspect of the sun. The month commenced with the triangular aspect of the moon. So I believe that sets a nice pattern, a nice trend for the month to harmonize and to balance the male and female needs, the young and the old, and all that sort of stuff in your family. If you have a happy family life, then that's going to be one less problem that you have to deal with, to contend with in the bigger world of career, finance, personal relationships, social activities, etc., etc. So that's positive. Sun moves to Sagittarius on the 23rd, and thereafter that full moon on the 26th takes place in Gemini, which is the house of relationships for you, spouse and partner. Again, another, I wouldn't say subtle shift, but a fairly significant shift into dealing with those issues. Very emotional, and one which needs to be handled delicately. Your partner, if you're in a marriage, could feel depressed this month, could feel rather down. That Moon-Saturn contact is always a problem, especially the full moon there, which is ruling your 8th house. 8th house is not a great house, and the month commences with the moon in that 8th house. So I think that energy is going to be carried around to the partner, and you need to deal with that around the 26th. That could be a continuing issue as well. Mercury has some interesting aspects playing out on the 25th, the 26th. They're not easy aspects. They're communications aspects coming from the sign of Sagittarius, your sun sign. And there's the conjunction to Saturn, there's the square to Neptune, and then another positive aspect to Mars on the, let's have a look there, that's on the 26th, the day of that full moon. That's a positive day, and one which I think will generate a lot of communication, and that's necessary, even if it's not altogether satisfying and it's going to raise your blood pressure a notch. At least you get everything out on the table, and that's important as we move to the end of the month. Sun in square aspect to Neptune on the 30th, with the Sun also conjoining Saturn on the 30th, is not easy for you. These two aspects takes place with the Sun in your Sun sign, so you're going to have a bit of a hard end to the month, but you should understand that the Sun is a fast-moving transit, so that should only last a couple of days leading up to that, by the way, so it could be 3 or 4 days before that, peaking on the last day of the month, and hopefully that means you'll be able to enter into December with a clean slate and a better attitude. I'm going to be here again next month. I hope you'll join me. You can subscribe here, somewhere along here, astrology.com.au for the more detailed analysis for the month, the year, and don't forget too, there are daily readings there and lots of other resources for you to utilize, most of it free. See you soon. Bye-bye.